The Dullahan, from old Irish legend, takes the form of a headless horseman and is referred to in Irish as Gan Ceann, meaning without head, and is likely one of the first headless horseman legends. However, unlike, for example, American stories of a headless horseman, whose origins come from a fallen soldier who was decapitated in battle, the Dullahan is not a former mortal turned vengeful spirit. Like the Banshee, the Dullahan is a fairy creature from old Irish folklore. And like the Banshee, he is also associated with death. However, while the Banshee's role is merely to forewarn of impending death, or to mourn for those who are newly departed, the Dullahan's role is far more sinister, as he is the one who comes to claim the souls of the living, and as such is one of the most feared of the fairy folk. While he may have no head on his shoulders, he still carries his head in one hand. The head is covered in rotting flesh and carries a twisted smile that stretches from ear to ear. The eyes in the head are said to dart back and forth like flies as it searches for its next victim. This head is also said to have an eerie glow, which the Dullahan uses as a lantern to light the way for his horse on its journey. And if he holds his head on high, the eyes can see for great distances, even in the darkest of nights. It is with this power of supernatural sight that he can see the house of a dying person, no matter how far away it is, so that he may claim a new soul. In his other hand, the Dullahan will carry a whip made from a human spine. Any mortal who was unlucky enough to see or spy the Dullahan as he carries out his duties will be made blind when he lashes out their sight with this whip. Or he may also choose to throw a basin of blood over such person, marking them as the next to die. The Dullahan is usually seen riding a black horse, a demonic steed whose hooves thunder as they pound the ground on his journey. Blocking roads and locking gates will provide no protection from this creature, as all gates are said to fly open as the Dullahan approaches, no matter how firm or tightly they have been locked. This menacing fairy possesses a limited ability of speech, only able to speak but once on each journey, and only to utter the name of the person whose souls he has come to take. He will ride directly to the house of those he has targeted, stopping his evil steed outside the door and shouting the occupant's name, drawing the soul out at the call. Should the Dullahan's target not be at home on their fated night, the Dullahan will stop at the side of the road, near the spot where that person will soon die, and wait for their arrival. There is, however, one defense against the Dullahan, for they are said to have an irrational fear of gold. Even a small pin made of gold can be enough to cause a Dullahan to turn and ride away into darkness from which he came. This, however, may only be useful to someone who had spied the Dullahan on his journey. But for those whose soul the Dullahan has come to take, once he speaks your name, his journey and yours will be over.